Go. Here we go.
Oh, give me some caffeine.
We know. Oh,
Yeah.
big time. And a massage. This is absolutely Essendon. It's our round 10 review. Can you believe 10 rounds in already? I'm a little bit sad.
Yeah,
but
it was
also...
only a week ago we were playing the first round, right? It was a week ago.
Yes, exactly.
And it's
That's what
already-
it feels like.
How
Like
does
that.
work?
Like
Yeah.
that, I tell you.
Swear
Anyway,
to God.
here we are. Essendon against North Melbourne. We got up by 40 points. Now, let me get straight to the point, because I know what we're all thinking, Bomber fans.
Yep.
Were we quietly hoping for an 85-point thumping? Of course we were. Should we be happy with the 4 points that we've banked those? Possibly. Am I going to ask another question and answer it myself? Oh, big time. Okay, let's get straight into it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling
Oh.
in 3 words? Just 3.
You know,
Can you keep it to
I
3?
actually feel a little relieved, which is a sad thing because, I guess the truth of it is North are a better team than perhaps their form has revealed, and they showed that. They showed that in
Don't give me
today's game.
Brad Scott. Hey, the competition's on a knife's edge.
It is on a knife's edge, and look, you sleep, you snooze, you lose, and I tell you what, it's sort of different parts of that game. I think we might have been hair snoozing.
Because you know what was in the back of my mind? This week was just, after the win against GWS, it was big for the Bomber fans,
Yeah.
right? For the Bomber faithful.
Massive.
All the media, massive coverage, right? From AFL 360 to just all the shows, all talking about, is it time to believe? Look at the Bombers. How amazing are the Bombers? Sitting on third. And you just knew that was just setting up for a potential slip up.
conspiracy.
And then, of course, by Thursday on Talkback Radio, you had the people ringing in and go, these Bomber fans, I mean, they just need to get over themselves. I mean, they're just getting ahead of themselves, they are. I mean, who have they been? Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look.
Don't you love the way that the nuffies get on the callback radio and go, oh, those Bomber fans. You know, it's not the Bomber fans writing the copy in the newspapers,
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
It's not that Lee Matthews is not a Bombers fan. David King is not a Bombers fan. The media are not Bomber fans, all right? So why are you having a crack at Bomber fans for talking it up?
they
But
just
by
love
the
it.
way, we are talking it up.
You were quietly.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You were very
I
prompt
cancelled
last
it.
week.
I cancelled the holidays in Bali in September. I'll tell you, I'm going to be down at the G. But beware, because today against the Roos, I think there's a risk that this side can sometimes get a little ahead of itself, and we know the edge is out there. We know the edge will always come to our rescue, and it did.
Oh, the edge.
But
Well,
I think even the edge was having a nap in the first half.
well,
and,
the shin boners, they're gritty.
They are.
They stuck at it.
They certainly are
I don't
gritty.
know whether it was them having a slightly better day than normal, or us just taking it easy in that first half, just feeling it out.
Look, I'm going to say that Darcy Parish is a far more important player than we probably give him credit for. Old pocket padding Darcy.
Really? You think?
I think
That was the
we
difference?
missed him in the centre clearances today. They were smashing us out of the middle.
They were.
And Sammy Durham had a slightly quieter day than he has been having, and Zachy, I think, played.
He got injured, didn't
Well, not till later in the game, but
Yeah, all right, okay.
but either, and Zach, I think, had probably one of his quietest games.
He has.
for quite some time.
But it's good that he can have a quiet game.
Yeah, look, we got over the line with a few players down, but yeah, I think in the midfield they were really dominating us at different
The
points.
Warlord.
Goldie was not great.
No, Goldie wasn't his best day.
in
but
his return
that's
against the old
okay.
team. So yeah.
Well, maybe it was just, facing those colours is probably not easy.
Who's the Warlord?
Even Wardlaw.
Oh, is that what they call him?
Yes, mate.
Is that
Run with it.
dyslexia or is that a deliberate thing?
I don't. It's just how the shin
Warlord.
boners. It's how the shin boners
That's
talk.
how
mate.
I'm going to get it
They're
confused.
just yes, but
Who is their
Goldie-
ruckman? Jerry, isn't it?
Yeah, Jerry, Cherry.
Mon Sherry.
Cherry? I
But
don't know,
he was very, very good for the Kangaroos today, as was their gun, Sheasel. Boy, he can play football.
He can.
And I really liked
can.
LDU's game
LDU.
for the Roos. He was fantastic, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in a red and black jumper in the near future. So,
Well, I tell you, a lot of North Melbourne supporters would be happy to let him go.
I
just
can't
quietly.
believe that.
No, I'm telling you.
They treat him like we treat Parrish.
Yeah, it's a
You
bit
know,
of that.
It
It
is.
is.
Yeah,
It
he's
is.
a much
It
better
is.
player than they're giving him credit for. But
Yeah.
anyway, back to the game.
Yes, right.
So, first
yes.
half was
Look,
pretty lethargic, I thought.
It was, and so at half time, you kind of thought, oh, surely we'll get on top here, surely. But it wasn't exactly all guns blazing in the third quarter. It really just came down to a little patch of probably 12 minutes, perhaps, where we got on top, and that was it for the game. And then in the last quarter, we were really hoping for the pedal to the metal, the sword, the dagger through the heart. No dagger.
No. I kept hearing in the crowd, oh, percentage bombers.
Did you?
It was me.
Oh.
But, yeah, there was that call of... Because the expectation was after that fantastic third quarter that we would, just run all over them. And in the end, they actually outscored us in the last quarter. And we went on to win by 40 points, a comfortable win. But I think it shows you just, if you do take your eye off the ball for a second in this knife's edge of a competition. The edge, it has its vulnerabilities.
Mate, the edge can be bowling ball-esque, as we've said at times.
It can be. But just so, but you kind of race to the end of the game. I was actually just to start to do the first quarter review.
Oh, no, what are we going to go quarter by quarter?
Well, I thought we could try that.
Really? Oh, you're just trying to pad this out,
No, I wanted to talk about a few players.
No, yes, well, absolutely, because it was great to have Peter Wright back. He kicked 4 goals and really probably should have had 6.
Well, yeah, I mean, he kicked 4-2, I think, in the end, and but pleasingly got his marking game going. Marking when he was out on a lead in front without too much pressure. I still think when he's standing still and there's 3 defenders hanging off him, he's not going to bring the ball down.
Yeah.
But when he gets out on that lead, he's almost unstoppable.
Yeah.
And he's such an accurate kick for goal too. So he was great. I thought he was our best player today.
Really?
Yeah, I really
Ahead
do.
of Caldwell?
I think so. I think it was, in many ways it was Peter Wright that got us going. And he was just fantastic. And he did spend a bit of time in the ruck as well, which was useful given that we're obviously missing Sammy. But overall, I thought he showed, that he's back. And, well, great for us that he is, because if he can kick, 2, 3, 4 goals a game, that really keeps us sort of heading in the right trajectory. I thought he was our best, but I do take your point. I think Caldwell was also very good.
Yeah, I once again, he was just hard, he was gritty, he was tough. Yeah. Absolutely. He just gets on with the job, that guy. And you know what? He hasn't really had much attention this year. I mean, there's certainly quite a few Bomber fans that are huge fans, but outside of the club, he doesn't really get much get much attention. Not as like what Durham has been receiving,
right?
Merritt, of course. You know what I mean? He's a bit unsung, old Caldwell.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to sort of pinpoint what's his weapon. Is he particularly fast? Is he particularly strong? Is he a great mark? Is he a great kick? I don't think he's sort of A+ in any one particular part of the game. He's just consistently good at doing the basic things all the time. And you need players like that, players that just do the job for you without necessarily, he's not attracting a lot of Brownlow votes, although he probably will get a couple for the game against North. But overall, his game was fantastic. I think he had 9 clearances. He was pretty much leading the tackle count for us. I think he had 5 tackles. So when you needed someone to step up in the absence of Parrish, Durham having a slightly quiet day, Zaki being a little down on his normal output, I thought Jai did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And just pipped by Peter Wright, I think, for our best.
Yeah, Peter Wright, he likes the roof closed, it would seem, doesn't he? He likes to play under a roof. Is he...
Well, I think they all do, right? Yeah, they all do.
Take the wind out of play. Just deal with an air conditioning breeze. A Daikin 3-goal breeze.
That'd be Fujitsu, wouldn't it, with the Bombers?
Possibly. Oh, okay. And then we had Guelphy, who returned with some good form last week and backed it up this week with another 3 goals, 3?
Yes, he did.
Or something
3.
like that, without the coloured fingernails, showing that it was no fluke.
Well, again, he's starting to find that consistent form, having missed a fairly big chunk of the season with injury, but his pressure, not only scoring goals, his pressure in the forward line is fantastic.
Yeah,
and
he's versatile.
He's become an incredibly important player, as have so many of the sort of mid-grade players for the team have really stepped up, and I think that's what's lifting this side to the level of performance. It's not necessarily the superstars that are playing, brilliantly, although, certainly some of them are. It's
Yeah.
those sort
No.
of mid-tier players like Guelphy who are just, really driving
Yeah.
the team forward and playing
Yes.
their part. And another one of those guys is Andrew McGrath, who,
Yeah.
I've been huge rap for him this year. Seriously, if he's not front runner for a back pocket in the All-Australian side,
Yep.
I don't know what more he can do.
You're going to be writing a letter?
I think I might. He had nearly 500 metres gained today. He was just super reliable with the ball when sometimes we looked a bit flaky. I mean, Nick Martin was fumbling and miskicking the ball a bit today, although he did do some amazing things too. But I think with Nick Martin, you kind of got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Dyson Heppel deserves a bit of a shout out as well.
Yes.
I thought he was really
continues
good
to
today.
deliver. Yeah. He's just like, he's that cool head these days that you need sometimes when there's a bit of a pressure situation. He just, all that experience is paying dividends now.
Well, you need to have it. There's definitely the need to have a guy who's been around the traps like he has to just sort of keep them calm. And I saw him throughout the game just sort of saying, giving words of encouragement to some of the younger guys. So he does play that role very well. And we missed some key players today. I mean, out of that side, of course, I mentioned Parrish. Nick Cox was a last minute. He pulled out at the last minute there.
Yeah.
Coxie.
Yeah. Did he?
Gamus interruptus.
Right.
And, in the background, you've still got Setterfield out of that side, Draper.
Yes.
Ridley
When's he coming back?
played in the VFL side today, apparently no problems. Reed's back in the VFL team doing okay. So there's still quite a bit to come back. Dersma is another.
Yes.
I think there was a bit of a concern around Sam Durham. He might have had a little something awareness today. I'm not sure.
He's aware of something.
He is.
Yeah.
So, but overall, look, it was not a spectacular result. It was a good, solid win without perhaps delighting the fans to the same degree as the team did last week.
Yes.
But bank those 4 points and we move on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree. The fact is, we played North last year and I think won both times, but less than 10 points.
Yeah, I think it was 6 points and 9 points from memory against North.
Now, sure, you could argue this year it's a different team.
Well, it's their grand final, isn't it, to be honest, when they play us?
When the shin boners play us. Because it's a long rivalry.
See the fixtures each year and they mark down the Essendon games. Right. And that's our grand final, boys.
Right. And just want to mention Jake Kelly. He got as many disposals as Merritt. And, last week probably didn't give him as much credit as we should have for his job on Toby Green.
Yeah,
but he's been doing okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's some of these mid-tier players.
It's definitely the team contribution is making the difference, without a doubt.
But I thought it was interesting. You mentioned how Goldstein might have been a little sort of freaked out playing his old club. I think same with Ben Mackay.
Ben Mackay, it was a factor. Big Ben was just a little bit quieter today.
Nick was getting in his ear. Nick Larkey was having a bit of a dig at him. All 26 North Melbourne supporters were booing him when he went near the ball. And they were the same people that came for GWS last week.
Big Ben. But does he sort of look over at his old team and go, they haven't sung the club song once, and he's been singing so much at Essendon that he's got vocal cord awareness.
Well, I think he's
he'd
probably looking at his
wouldn't he?
bank account more often than he's looking over it then. But he made a smart move, Benny.
Yeah.
Good money. Right. Winning's always nice. And, he had the last laugh today, as did Todd. So, look, like I said, we've got to just take that game, be aware that no game's a pushover. We've got to look. The annoying thing
what you
is
said before we
Fremantle will come over and beat them by 120 points, but we do have an opportunity to go hard at the opposition next week against the Tigers, who are struggling a little bit.
But again, don't count on it because I still put the Tigers ahead of North.
Yeah,
but I might be wrong.
I don't know. But I think the Tigers are plumbing new lows.
Well,
at the moment, so.
We haven't had a great time against them, the Dreamtime games for the last few years.
We won last year.
Yes, I realise, but that was Sam Durham clunking a mark from a Jake Stringer cutting back kick.
Yeah.
Just before the siren, I'd like to see a more comfortable victory this time.
Sure,
now.
and I think you'll get it.
You think?
I think you will. I don't see Richmond being any threat whatsoever. They are in very, very serious trouble.
Which, which just raises the point, though, or highlights how good Sydney are and Geelong to just stay up. They have their moment in the grand final or actually are premiers, and they just manage to just stay buoyant and not just drop down to those.
Well, yeah, I mean, Geelong are not setting the world on fire at the moment, are they?
No.
Sydney haven't won a grand final for 12 years, so I'm not sure of your point. But
No, what do you mean of my
I don't
points?
know.
Because they're playing finals.
I'm tired,
Yeah,
all right?
I can see that.
I'm tired.
Hey? You're just a bit weary.
Literally come straight from the ground to do this.
Yes.
But you know, what else is there to talk about? I don't think a lot. We've got a few updates, a bit of housekeeping to do. Know.
Well, yes, I know, but I'm a bit hesitant to, because the last time we started talking about subscribers, someone wrote in, the first 4 minutes was unwatchable.
Well, we're doing it in the last 4 minutes now, aren't we?
Yeah, well, exactly. So
anyway,
no complaints.
I know who said that.
No complaints this time. But thank you to everyone that subscribed after we did that shout out.
Yeah.
We really do appreciate it, and for the thank yous that we've get. A lot of you also are asking for live show requests. If we knew how to do that, we would love to oblige. But
there must be someone out there who. What am I looking?
You're looking at a couple of blokes here, because all we said was we've got a camera over there, but we need to go live on that. But we need to follow the comments on this computer over here.
We can't do it with the tech we have. I'm telling you. But I'm sure there's someone out there who works in the audio visual industry,
just
live broadcast. Who could. Pop in.
Maybe the guy that helped with the autofocus thing that we were having.
Yeah,
it's probably that guy.
He was clearly smart.
Because he
we don't have many of them out there, but he was.
No, we have a very smart crowd. We do appreciate the community, and also hot or not.
Yeah, hot or not. That's going well.
It is, and people are really embracing the.
How huge was Cox?
The finding.
The Cox episode just kept growing and growing and growing, and I tell you it was scaring people away. It was getting so big.
Yes,
I don't know why. We did Langford, we've done Perkins, we've done Stringer, but Cox is the one getting all the exposure.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you just look at the numbers. I'm nearly there.
Have we got it all?
It's the
out
gift
of
that
our
keeps
systems?
giving. But what it does tell is how childish and immature our audience is. That they were all reveling in the innuendo about our great Cox.
But you love to stir up. Eh?
I didn't take much encouraging.
You love to stir up the dick jokes, but there were some really good quality ones, by the way. And then also we've suggested our idea of equating the players with some sort of fictional character or movie character. And for Langford, there was a couple of superb suggestions. One, why didn't we think of it? James Bond, because you could see him playing in a tuxedo. Wouldn't make any difference. And he wouldn't grab the sipper bottle. It'd just be a quick sip of the martini.
He'd say to the trainer, I'll have my water shaken, not stirred.
Exactly, yes, hold the olive. Or the other one, the suggestion was Zorro, which I thought was just as good, because he's swashbuckling.
He is.
Yeah. He just comes in, makes his mark.
He's a little more languid than that, though. And,
do you think?
That's just my view. Kyle Langwood. Yeah. But, I think there were some fantastic comments around that. But the hot or not is... I'm surprised it's being embraced as much as it is. But we do have 2 more episodes of Hot or Not coming out this week. We're working our way through the list.
We are.
And just so you know, we're not going to jump on guys that have been out injured for any period of time. We'll wait till they've had a bit of, played a few more games and perhaps what they have up to date.
Yes.
So we're not going to do a Hot or Not on Ridley, for example.
But
that wouldn't be fair, would it?
The score on Ridley, no, that wouldn't be right. Now,
Yeah.
do you think with our scoring, is there a chance that we need to recalibrate? Everyone's got an opinion. No. Well, hang on a second. Just one moment. You gave Langford, for example.
Yes.
May I? A 7.5. Okay.
How did he go today?
Yeah. He still got a very valuable goal from that lovely soccer kick from McGrath. But no, he got 7.5.
Yes.
Nick Cox, for example, you gave it a 5.5. Now, I think what many are suggesting...
That's below average, is 5.5.
Sure. But the differential in terms of impact on the team, is that enough of a differential? That's the point. And the same goes for me.
20 percentile points, That's a pretty big jump.
Maybe not big enough. That's what I'm saying.
Well, look, they'll leave that up to you. But we will, tally up all the votes from the community, and at some point in time,
don't make me tally them up.
We'll do a bit of a comparison between what you've voted, what I've voted, and what the people out there have voted. But I think, the problem is, if you start throwing 9s and 10s out this early in the season, you've got nowhere to go. At the end of the year, I will judge a player's performance, but to this point in time, I'm comfortable with the 7.5 for Langford. I know a lot of people were questioning that, but I don't think he's been an 8.5.
All right.
Maybe someone has been, and we'll come to that. But
maybe we will very soon.
9 is you're winning the Brownlow medal.
No,
if you're getting 9.
No, I think that's closer to 10. All right, that's a 9.96. And this focus on the Brownlow medal, like it's a bit of a lottery. Like, why do we still like Lachie Neale won last year? Like,
Lachie Neale?
Yes, that's what he should be called. Okay, all right.
No, he's a good player. And
are we done?
No, we're not actually.
No?
I just wanted to mention that we've got a big week coming up with the Dreamtime game, of course. And in fact, I thought the guys looked amazing in those jumpers against North. The Doug Nichols round jumper.
Oh, really?
I thought looked really nice with the black shorts, which is unusual.
Right.
So we would normally have white shorts with the all red jumper for the fashionistas out there.
Right, okay.
But coming up, Dreamtime.
You like that jumper? It was a lot of detail.
I do like that jumper a lot, and I'm looking forward to us crushing Richmond in that jumper. But on that point, we have a particularly exciting special guest who will be joining us post the Dreamtime game.
Yes, we have indeed.
To share his wisdom, his knowledge of this great game of Australian football, and he will be kind enough to join us in the studio. So we are always bringing you the big guests.
We are indeed.
We
so
do.
So look out for that. I think he's sort of quite well known to the
very well known. I think a
Bomber
lot of our community
Yes.
know this person particularly well.
Yes.
So we can't say much more than that.
No.
In case he decides to pull out at the last minute.
Yes, and then we're just sitting
a bit like
here,
Coxie pulling out at the last minute. But we're looking forward to welcoming him live in our studio straight after the Dreamtime game.
Straight
put that
after.
in your diary, guys.
Yes, there you go. Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
that is a wrap, I think, for round 10.
Yeah.
We're sitting second on the ladder.
I mean, quick question on that. When was
the
the last time Essendon were sitting second or higher on the ladder after 10 rounds? I'd be interested if anyone's still watching, could let us know in the comments. That would be fantastic. Because I think it's probably been more than 12 years.
Oh,
yeah.
I would think so.
I think so.
I would think.
Yeah.
Yes, someone will know.
Yep.
Someone always knows. So please share that with us.
Please do.
Yes, go the Bombers.
Yep.
We'll take it.
It's exciting times smoking, and
It is.
I sort of get this strange tingle down below that
Yes.
this could be a year to remember. But
In the nether regions, I think it's a little early to suggest that.
Yes, it is.
Keep that lid.
I'll do my best.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yep.
That's great. Okay.
See you soon, guys. Take care.
Bye.